like the finished result is kind of me and not something I really, really love. Hi there, welcome or welcome back. My name is Lisa. This is LiseLight. And today's episode is going to be more of a regular podcast episode. It's not that I have a lot of finished objects. I have one and a half, I would say, but a lot of thoughts about some projects I have going on. I thought I would share what I'm working on because I think it's also realistic, even though I think I consider myself a pretty fast knitter. It's not a competition about, I don't want to get into this sort of feeling that I have to sort of just finish a bunch of stuff in order to be able to go on here and share what I'm working on. Because, first of all, it's not realistic. And second of all, the thing that I don't want is to take the fun out of my knitting because it is a relaxing, fun thing that I do. So I'd rather just keep it that way. I have a couple things to share with you, and then we'll get into that. But first of all, let's do Danish word or expression of the day. Danish word or expression of today is the word for fall or autumn in Danish, and the word is efter år. So it's kind of a fun word. It means, if you translate it directly, it means after year. And it's interesting because summer and winter is very close to English, the English words in Danish, sommer, winter, very, very close and easy to understand. But fall has its own little shelf. The same with spring, which is called fall. So before the year. So efter år, fall. So those are the terms for fall and spring in Danish. So now you know how that's going on if you ever see that. All right. To get back to the episode, what the only like real object I have finished is what I'm wearing today. I'll pop in a photo of me wearing it. It's the Send Me a Postcard top by Kika. And it's it's done with yarn. I've been going back and forth. I started another project. I frogged it because I felt like it looked like a towel from the 70s. The fabric is definitely still. I mean, the yarn looked cuter online, I think, than it does in real time. It's a blend of linen, whatever. I'll put the mix on the little card on the screen so you can see the mix because I don't remember it. I have a whole skein left, which I've no idea what to do with. But it was cheap, it was on sale, and I think it's a little bit of a lesson to me to be a little more investigative when it was a spur of the moment purchase. I think it was one of those deals, where you have put something in your basket and you were just a little bit away from getting the shipping paid for. And so I was looking around and this came up and it looked kind of cool. And I was like, yeah, let's just go with that. It's a little bit of a difficult yarn, I feel like, because it's quite thick. So I was looking for a pattern that was quite simple because it's very variegated when you look at it up close. In terms of the top, it's Kutavakika is wearing it backwards. I'll pop up a couple of photos. So she has like the plunge in the back, and I think in her pink version looks great. And it doesn't look like she has more positive ease than I do. I might, I think my neckline is probably a little smaller than hers. I think my gauge was pretty much on point. But I'm kind of thinking that I might have done the I cord a little bit maybe tighter. So if I were to have had the wider neckline, I think that could have solved the problem. I'm not going to go back and change it because um, it's fine, but it means that turning it around is really awkward. It does not work. And I was kind of wondering when I knit it up how the heck that works on her. I think it only works because her neckline is it's much deeper than mine. Because you can see I can maybe show you the back shoulder seam is like right up here. So if I turn it around, first of all, the neck is there's no rounding of the back of the top. It's just straight. So if I turn it around, like the neckline is straight over right here, which is pretty uncomfortable. And then it has the neck or it's, excuse me, the shoulder seam like right here on the front. And you can actually see in the photos that she does too, but it's maybe less noticeable on the pink version she has on. And it's just weird to me. So it doesn't really work for me that way. So I turn it around and it kind of works this way. It's a simple top. There's not much to say about it. I cord along the edges because it's quite thick. I think the whole top was knit on 4 millimeter needles, I think. And then you go down a bit for the I cord, as far as I remember. But I gotta say, it's one of those tops. I finally got it done. I decided to keep going at it. I was doubting it all the way through. One moment I was like, yeah, this is going to be pretty cool. The next moment I was like, yeah, I don't know. Back and forth. I think it ended up being a top that, I mean, it's pretty nicely done, if I say so myself. I think I did a good job of making it look good, but it's also kind of like a me top, you know, like the finished result is kind of me and not something I really really love. But it's not bad either. It's I think I'll keep it. I will try to pop in photos of me wearing it with, if I style it with a jacket or something else on it. I think it could work, but I think the moment that I lose my sort of summer tan, I don't think maybe it's going to be the best color for me. I don't know. Tell me what you think. I mean, I think it can work, but it's definitely one of those pieces where it might be one of those where I use it a bit, maybe use it more around the home on a day where I don't really want to make an effort. It also might be one of the pieces that I end up donating because there's nothing wrong with the piece. I'm just not very excited about it, you know? And usually I'm very excited when I finish an object. Can't wait to wear it. And this time, yeah, I don't know. Let me know if you know this feeling. Have you ever tried that? And what do you do about it? Do you just I don't want to unravel it because there's no way I will use this yarn for something else. I mean, I've sort of investigated all the uses that I can find. It doesn't any longer look like any towel, I think. So that's good. But yeah, yeah, it's just one of those things. But I think it's also part of the knitting journey process to just accept that some pieces will turn out more amazing than others, and that's fine too. It's absolutely fine. So that's item number one that I have finished, and then the half item is that I finished the sock. Let's see, this is up. This was yarn that I found in a thrift store. It's laying. I don't think they make it anymore, but some sort of wool blend. I think it's superwash as far as I remember, and it has a little bit of tweed thing in it. I'll just see if you can see up close. It's got these little like color specks in between the. Oh, there's something sticking out here that was not supposed to be there. This way, and then I thought it was a little bit boring. I think I mentioned it last time, that it might be a little boring just to do them one solid color. It's just a vanilla sock. So I had some leftover of, I did little ankle socks in this Re Love Merino in a very pale pink. So I actually did little spots in 2 rows on the cuff. And then I figured, I can't even figure out how to get this in frame. And then I did the toe in the pink color, and I think they turned out so cute. So that actually works. And the heel, I messed up on the heel, but I don't think anybody but me will notice. And I'll try to be more careful on the next one. So I did a shadow wrapped heel because those are the best ones for me. And what I did this time is I usually will leave about a third in the middle, but I actually left only a little less. I have 30 stitches across, so I left. Usually, I would leave 10 in the middle and then do the stuff. But I figured I could make it a little deeper by going a little more narrow because I do have quite narrow heels. So and that was fine. But where I messed up was when I was doing, you do first you do triple. If you haven't done a shadow wrap heel, it won't make any sense. But if you have, first you go back and forth and do double stitches, create double stitches, and then you go back and forth and knit those and create triple stitches. And when I was doing the triple stitches, I think I accidentally sort of knit too many together, sort of. So I suddenly had too little stitches on my needles. I had to increase again at the end. It was a little bit messy, and there's certainly a little bit, I think it's a little bit visible. It's not as neat as I usually make it. So I think I was not paying enough attention. So I'll try to remedy that. I don't think it'll be noticeable when I wear them. I don't think I'll feel it. So I'm pretty happy with that. I think they're so cute. It actually works out great. And I'm on my second sock, doing the second round of the little spots with the other colors. So I thought that just created a little bit of interest in a very simple sock. So I didn't want to do the heel in the pink, and now that I messed up, I'm happy I didn't. Or maybe I wouldn't have messed up if I'd done it in the pink, because the green is kind of hard to see. Also with the specs, it makes it difficult to see when you have whether you have two or three stitches next to each other. I think that's why I messed up. But I can see on my pink ankle socks that I did in the 100% Relove Merino, they pill a lot. So I did not want to do. I felt like the toe was okay, but I didn't want to do the heel because I was afraid that that's gonna. I feel like my socks get more abuse on the heel than they do anywhere else on the sock. So I felt like it was a safer bet to stick with the green. So that's what I did. So that's coming along, which is great. My next, like the object I try to spend the most time on is, it's a complete disaster to show you, I think. But I gifted my friend the opportunity to have a cardigan knit for her, and we chose the just as a starting point. I picked out a double Sunday. I thought maybe that she was gonna go for the Eva cardigan or the Amesbury cardigan, and we were gonna go back and forth on it. And we looked at it and whatnot, and she actually decided on the type of cardigan she really loved, was the Champaign cardigan by Petite Knit. And I was excited because I haven't knit that before. It's kind of fun to do something new, and I figured, well, why not? This is where we're at. I don't know if you can see anything. I'll of course pop up the pattern, but you know how messy it is when you're knitting a cardigan. So I'm this far on the body. Um, this is where I connected in the, not in the round, but under the sleeves right here. And so I've knit like this much. From the sleeves and down, and then I've actually started knitting one sleeve because and actually I would love to hear your input here because I feel like it's quite dense. Oh, by the way, I need to back up a little bit here. So anyways, so this is a Champagne cardigan. So I did a test on because I realized that she knit the Champagne cardigan with also a strand of mohair. And I knit up a piece, a little test first, and I realized that I was not going to meet gauge at all if I didn't add up the strand of mohair. And I was on in a summer cabin with my friend, and so we went out, ventured out to find. Let me just show you. This is the Sandness double Sunday color. It's well, it's just got a number, but I think it's called Camel, the color that we chose, which that's what you wanted. And I in my honest opinion, I think it's a little bland, lacks a little bit of life. This particular color, but I was not going to argue with that because if that's the color she wants, because it's versatile, it goes with everything. Everything was cool, but then I looked up yarn stores close to where we were because it's kind of a little bit remote, the summer cabin, and it looked like they had sent us yarn at a store. So we ventured out, and it turned out they did not, but they had Filcolana instead. So we chose this color. There was one that was a little darker than this, and then this is a little lighter. And what that did is pretty magical, I think, because look at how pretty that is now. Suddenly, this sort of bland color gets a lot of life, and I really love it, and she loves it. So I started. We found the size. I think I'm knitting a size large. I think, and my thing is, I think it's quite dense. But then I was thinking, I don't want to. I mean, she wants the sleeves quite long. That's why I started knitting them because I want to see if I can try it on. But the thing is, in your best opinion, if you have tried knitting with the combination of double Sunday and it's just a very thin lace weight mohair, do you think it's going to grow quite a lot? I have a feeling that it will because I feel like my little gauge swatch did. I didn't do a huge one, but it felt like it became a little looser when I washed it and blocked it. And I, it's difficult to figure that out because I have a feeling that I may have to block it when before she tries it on to determine whether the because I don't want to make the sleeves so long that they get too long. But she definitely wants the long, like not crazy long, but like definitely, and she wants the body a little longer, I think, than maybe what the pattern calls for it. But I just want to be sure so that yeah, so that I don't mess up. But then I have another question that you might know because I'm sort of feeling like this I don't really know what to do because if you then block a cardigan and then I'm gonna do double knitted button band, would that mess it up if I blocked it before I do the button band? Because then what happens when I block the button band? Does that make a difference? I really don't know. If you have any good ideas, suggestions, please let me know because I don't want to mess it up. I was considering maybe just blocking the sleeves because I think I can sort of figure out the length of the body is not that serious. It's mostly the sleeves, and I think the width of the cardigan I can sort of figure that out. So it's actually mostly the sleeves. I'm curious about how much they're going to grow, and then maybe not do the block of the body. Maybe I'm overthinking this. Let me know if you have any experience with this because I'm actually a little bit in doubt what the right thing is to do here. So, but anyways, having fun with that, I had to just it's not going that quick. I mean, I'm it's four. Is it 4.5? Yeah, 4.5 millimeter needles, so it's quite quick when I work on it. But I had to put it away because we still have pretty warm weather in Denmark. It's a little cooler now, but it's something I've been working on at nighttime and not during the day because it's just been so even though I had a week in a summer cabin, it was just way too hot to work on it because it's the bigger it gets, the more warm it gets to sit with on your lap. But I think it's going to be beautiful. And when I'm a little further along, we're going to go out and shop for buttons. Maybe I'll bring you so you can help us decide on the right buttons for that. So that's going great. And so of course it became a little more expensive because I had to buy the mohair also. But I just thought it was so important to get the exact right cardigan, because what I would hate to do is knit up a whole cardigan that she's just sort of, yeah, that's fine. It needs to be something she's really, really fond of, and then I'm proud of to gift to her. So that's where we're at. And then the last thing I have going on at the moment is another one of the PAX t-shirts. It's not much that I have to show for my efforts here, but it's Sari Nordlund t-shirt that I is one of my most worn t-shirts. It's I unraveled this yarn. It's barrette silk from Smokesack, and I unraveled it when I was working on the Barbaro top, and I did not like it. Basically, it was too flimsy and whatnot, and I frogged the whole thing. So it's been lying around, and I just figured, I know it's kind of late in the season, but I still figured that why not just start the top, because once the lace sleeves are done, it's just pure stockinette. So this gives a little bit of interest when it's too warm to work on the other thing. I work on this, and I know the other one was quite quick to do, and it's fun to do the lace. I feel like it's not too much lace, but it's enough to keep it interesting. So yeah, I love it. Look how pretty it is, and it is this terracotta shade. So I think it's going to be cool for like a layering piece for fall. So that's something I'm working on. And if I lose interest in it, if something gets really cold and I feel like I don't have any use for it, I might just put it away and start it up again in the spring. I would like to though do the sleeves completely, because I kind of know myself that if I put something away and I'm in the middle of a piece where it's kind of tricky, I have a tendency not to want to pick it up, because it seems like it's too overwhelming to figure out where was I. So I might do that. Cool. One thing, I'm actually just gonna pick up a thing that I bought. All right, this is maybe a weird thing to show because it looks more like an old-fashioned toy, which it is. I need to look up what the heck this is called in English. I have no idea. In Danish, directly translated, it's kugleramme, which means a frame with little balls on it, which is exactly what it is. So, an old-fashioned way of calculating, it's an idea. I didn't come up with this idea, but I saw Lily Kate France. I think one of her Instagram posts, she had one of these that she found, and this is also one I found used. It's not crazy crazy old, but it probably has a lot of years on it. The thing is, you can use it to count your rows. If you have, it's not, of course, to bring around with you, because the whole thing can shift around. But if you're knitting and you want to find out where you're at, and you want to count, you could definitely do a whole system. Like, I did a whole thing with the Champaign cardigan, where I had to remember, like, every 4 rows I had to do something, every 8 rows I had to do something else. You could sort of, you know, measure out and sort of, you know, do a whole little system where you use these balls to keep track of your work. Of course, it's not necessary as such, but I thought it was kind of cute, and looks kind of cute to have sitting around. So we'll see if I'm able to use it. I didn't spend very much money on it, but I thought it was kind of a fun purchase. So yeah, that's an object that I've invested in, but not a lot of money. I haven't bought any new yarn, which is quite amazing, but I haven't, because I want to start again up on using up my stash. I just talked to my girls, and actually I had a good laugh, because my start of this, the beginning of this channel, I did a video where it was like, I think it was something around the 7 knitting trends that I'm probably not going to jump on. and one of them was a Sophie scarf. And lo and behold, my youngest daughter just asked me today. I was asking if I were to knit anything for you. It was my oldest, my youngest daughter there. They one of them said a cardigan or leg warmers, and the other one, the youngest one, said one of those triangular little scarves. And I was like, oh my god, you mean the Sophie scarf? And I mean, back then when I asked them, they had no idea what I was talking about, but for some reason she just suddenly got interested. So I was laughing, and thank god I didn't say in that video I will never ever do it. I think what my point was, which is still true, I really don't know when I would use it. And but now I have a request for it, so I'll definitely knit it up for her. I'll get the pattern, and then I'll knit one up for her. I was trying to show her because I have in Sari Nordlund's book, there's one with a bunch of lace, and she was like, no, 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 I don't want it. It needs to be completely plain, and just the bigger not the hood, but the bigger version of that scarf. That's what I want. Okay. So we're gonna go stash diving together, she and I, and just look through everything I have, because I don't want to go out and buy new yarn if I can avoid it, because I think I have so much that might be the right choice. She didn't want it very thick or substantial. It needs to be sort of lightweight. So I'm hoping that I can find enough stuff in my stash for her to go for that. And I mean, even if I don't, it doesn't take a lot of yarn. I think it's a couple skeins or something. I don't even know, but I think you can get away with quite little. So I think that's going to be fun. So finally, I am joining the Sophie Scarf Club, but it is simply because I've had a request for it. So I thought that was quite kind of fun. And also, I mean, it's important to realize, like, there's so many things you can. At one point also, I've had this color work aversion, you can almost call it. I think I still do, to a certain extent, like the very very colorful, crazy patterns. I'm still kind of hesitant about, but then again, I've started to sort of open up because it was also kind of fun to do. So I think it's just interesting how you evolve and maybe change your opinion a little bit when you see something a lot of times, or you see it used in different ways and whatnot. It's just it's interesting how that works out. So I think that's what I have for you today. I don't think I will continue on. I mean, I have plans. I'm going to do a video soon about lightweight sweater patterns, because I've been looking, and I still can't make up my mind what I want to do. I have this beautiful green, lovely merino. I think there's a little bit of cashmere, really luxurious, delicious yarn. I want to do a lightweight sweater of some kind. So I've been gathering a bunch of different options, some very simple, some a little bit more involved, and I just cannot make up my mind at the moment. So I think I want to share with some of those patterns, because maybe they will work for you. So that's definitely a video that I'm going to work on. And aside from that, not much else to report at the moment, other than, um, yeah, finally probably starting to think about fall patterns and some of the stash stuff that I want to get out of the way. So yeah, I will talk about that when I just need to finish the Champagne cardigan, and then I'll get back to looking at what are the plans I want to start up for the fall season. So that's it. If you're not already, I would love if you want to subscribe to the channel. It really really helps me out. I'm so appreciative for all of you who are watching, commenting, leaving all these nice messages. I really really love it, and this keeps me motivated and it makes me want to keep going. So thank you so much for that. And with that being said, I will end this episode and hope to see you in my next one. Take care.